For 3 consecutive days, members of the opposition have continued their calls for the removal of a government minister, demanding action and accountability. Opposition supporters took their concerns to the streets of Desruisseaux, where they called on Prime Minister Philippe J. Pierre to respond to issues they say remain unresolved and continue to affect ordinary Saint Lucians. Among those speaking out was a strong advocate for women's safety, stressed the need for accountability and action when concerns are raised.
Now, we are not saying that Richard Frederick is guilty of anything. We're not saying that. But we are asking for accountability. Too many times there have been other ministers or high-ranking officials who have been sanctioned, who have been fired, who have lost their livelihoods for less. More or less. We remember Eubaldas Raymond. He was asked to resign. Right? We remember Stanley Felix. Right? Who was fired, who lost his gratuity, who lost his pension. And he was found innocent at the end of the day.
The demonstration featured handwritten placards carrying strong political messages, with some calling for the minister's removal from office. The signs became a powerful part of the protest, highlighting concerns from demonstrators over accountability and transparency. Messages such as "SSDF show us the books," "Sex for checks," and "the SSDF is not a minister slush fund" reflected the issues protesters wanted brought to the forefront.
I am going to try to show you, I've got to get you to speak to some of these individuals here. Hi.
I am sticking to the very first issue that we had with the SSDF funds. We want the Prime Minister, Philippe J. Pierre, to help the family of Ricky Joseph, the gentleman who passed away in the kinetic strikes in the waters 5 months ago. He has not reached to the family of Ricky Joseph, a mother with 4 children. Ricky Joseph was the sole breadwinner of his family, and to this date, the government has not reached the family of the deceased. So what we are asking right now there, the SSDF funds, that's what it was supposed to be used for in such situations, to help families. That's part of the social safety nets, right?
One placard stood apart from the political slogans. It appealed directly to Prime Minister Philippe J. Pierre to help the family of deceased canals fisherman Ricky Joseph. During the protest, one demonstrator alleged that Joseph's family has gone approximately 5 months without receiving assistance and claimed that Joseph had been the family's sole breadwinner before his death. Other placards repeated allegations against a cabinet minister and referenced the SSDF. Those allegations remain unverified and represent the views of the protesters. The protest is the latest effort by the opposition to keep pressure on the government over issues of accountability and public trust. At the time of this report, there was no response from the government to the concerns raised during the demonstration. I'm Christabel Obi reporting for Hot 7 TV News.